How to lower your body fat percent. All right, welcome. Please say hello. Let us know where you're from. I'm coming at you from my home in Tucson, Arizona. Where are you coming at us from? So I'm trying to set up a group like this where I can come and support you or anyone else that needs to come. Been trying to kind of lock down the perfect time that I could do consistently. That's been one of my biggest challenges, is to be the consistency of the time doing lives. So right now, my goal, my intention is to be doing health and fitness lives, helping men and women lower their body fats, get healthy, get better blood work numbers, just really be the best that you can be and what you deserve to be physically. And I'm going to come at you, if you're interested, for live support. Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday around 3:30. I'm still locking it down. Sometimes things come up, like an appointment with a client or something, but that's usually why I don't have people at those times. So my goal, my intention is Tuesday at 3:30 Pacific Standard Time, Thursday 3:30 Pacific Standard Time, and Sunday 3:30 Pacific Standard Time, which would be 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can figure out the rest, right? So, one thing I figured out with like learning and getting getting people, helping them zero in on their target goal. One thing I really feel is really important is to be able to see your goal now. Like say for example, say you're a female and you're looking at these different body fat percents. This is a good example of different body fat percent ranges from 12% up to 45%. Now, everybody, I'm not saying you got to be whatever you're comfortable being. You can, but it's whatever you want to be. I think generally over 30% is not recommended because it's not healthy. It's generally considered obese on the BMI scale. So I would say, ideally, if possible, strive for under 30 or 30 or under. But most people, they want to go for that athletic look. I think it just kind of depends on what you like. So somewhere between 12 and 30, maybe you find your happy place and what you want to strive to, right? But then this helps you get a good, clear visual of what it's going to look like, right? Now let's look at the guys for a minute. Let's see here. If you're a guy watching this is a good indication. Oops, dropped my water. This is a good indication of different percents for men, right? I'm a former bodybuilding competitor. I feel like I've been as lean as 3 or 4%, but that's not really a healthy place to be. I think most people that's been there, they're not really wanting to target that percent range. I tell you, I've always felt healthiest. Actually, when I say my daily prayers and affirmations, I put it at 8% body fat. I just like being 8% body fat. For me, it's just a real happy place. It does feel good. Look at that 6%, 6 or 7% body fat. I just love that chisel. So I'm going to kind of balance. I think maybe I don't mind fluctuating a little bit between 6 and 8. It could be healthy anyway. I'll see how I personally feel. I'm just kind of talking it out. My thinking as you can look at yours. What are your goals? Now I'd say generally too. With men, I'd say probably I wouldn't want to go with men. Is a little bit, women and men are a little different with body fat percentages and what's recommended. But I would say as a man, I wouldn't really want to be over 25%. I really wouldn't want to live that way. It's probably going to be unhealthy. You can kind of see a little bit of belly that he has right there, and that sometimes can be really unhealthy. So long term, it can lower our testosterone levels, which makes us less fertility, the strength and the energy, that we get from testosterone, and but that little belly fat right there can really that belly fat hinder can hinder the hormone level sometimes. So I would suggest consider somewhere under 25%. I don't know. You tell me what works for you, and let us know where you're at coming from at us from. If you're open to it, say hello and let us know where you're at. And so I'm gonna add a little. Can I add in the chat? Let's see. Oh, there you go. Okay. So add a little hello in the chat if you want. If you're getting value from this, if you think this is helpful and you have a friend or someone that's struggling with this kind of thing, just maybe consider sending them the link. And because I'm going to give all my value on here. I am a coach. I treat people one-on-one in person in the gym. I have a coaching program where I coach you every week. But when I'm on these things, all of us educators, to our students, what we do is we teach the best ones, I feel, teach everything they know. So I'm going to teach you everything I can in this time. I'm going to give you everything I can. The benefit and the value of having a coach, whether it's an online virtual coach or whether it's an in-person personal training coach, the value of both of these coaching styles is that not only do you have good direction, so like say if you're a beginner weightlifter, so you say maybe you're in your 50s or 60s and you just wanting to get going, someone that can, that knows exactly how to start you from scratch. That's what a professional can do. So I don't just do it for myself. I've worked with all different age groups. So if you're in your 50s or 60s, we'll take you generally, just right from scratch. You just learn from the basics and work your way up. Everybody's different. And so the personal training and the online coaching plus the accountability, so you're getting good coaching, good direction, plus every week you're getting good accountability, that's very powerful, right? The accountability is very powerful. But while we're on these coaching streams, when I'm on here, my goal is to do 3 days a week, Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday, around 3:30 Pacific Standard Time, 6:30 Eastern Standard Time. I'm going to be delivering everything I can to give you the solutions that you need to achieve these goals. Because for one thing, and maybe this is a global reach, let me know where you're coming from, but most of my friends and influencers are in the United States. We have an obesity problem here, and if you are a male and you want to get yours down, or if you are a female and you want to get your body fat percent down, I'm going to share with you all kind of stuff that can literally, if you're going to pick up something off these lessons right here. Like number one. Number one is the power of visualization. So see, if you can see on this scale, if you're a female and you're looking at this and you say, okay, I want to be 20% body fat. You can look at this and you can immediately tell, okay, that's what it's going to look like. You have a visual cue, right? Many of the best champions in my sport of bodybuilding many times would see themselves up on the stage winning visually 6 months to a year before it ever happened, right? They're visualizing in their mind, right? And that's what I want you to consider doing, is visualizing. If your goal is 20% every day, I want you to say this powerful affirmation / prayer. I am happy and grateful now that I am 20% body fat. You can make it bigger. You can say, I've built out a whole paragraph on what I say for my daily prayers affirmations. But that's it to the basics right there. I am happy and grateful now that I am 20% body fat. Every day, my goal as a male, let's look at males for a second. My goal as a male is to achieve and stay at 8% body fat, right? Now, how do you know what 8% body fat is unless you visualize it, right? Unless you can see it in your mind, right? So I think you can kind of look at this. They don't even really have 8% on here. They have 6 to 7 and 10 to 12, but I know what 8%, but it's right in between the two, right? Is what my goal is. Now, looking at this picture, I love being 6% body fat, so I'm going to have phases where every year, I think the way I'm going to do it, and some of my mentors, how they lay it out, You just lay out your life. You kind of lay out your plan. But my goal is every year around my birthday, 3 months out from the birthday, is to kind of diet down to about 6% body fat. But generally, my goal is that I'm happy and grateful now that I am 185 pounds at 8% body fat. And then I go on to say, feeling strong and healthy, like a supple leopard, thick brown hair, 20/20 vision, perfect teeth, supple skin. And you can just say anything else you want in life, right? And there is things about the law, I feel, about the law of attraction. But then, yes, we must take action, okay? And that's what I'm going to get to next. What do we do to take action? Besides, we've already got the mental, right? We're visualizing it, we're seeing it. Every day, we're going to affirm it in the present tense. You get the power of that affirmation. I am happy and grateful. Gratefulness, if you know about the power of gratefulness, it has a very high vibrational energy. Gratefulness, being truly grateful about something, right? Now, when you can say your daily affirmation / prayer in the present tense that you are happy and grateful now, right now in the present tense, that you are, and in my case, 8%, you can say 12%, you can say, females can say, oops, that was the wrong one. Let's see here. Females can say 20%, right? Whatever it is that you're striving for, I am happy and grateful. You're at high vibration. I am happy and grateful now that I am 20% body fat. And you say that in the powerful present tense, right? Okay, so that's something to think about. Now, this is what we do. This is where the action hits the road. This is what I follow myself on my health and fitness journey. This is what I teach to my personal training clients. This is what I teach to my virtual clients. These 5 basic things right here on the screen here. These 5 things. Now, I had a mentor of mine that once said that if you can wrap up any major area of life, fitness, finance, relationships, they're going to boil down to maybe a half a dozen key areas to focus on, right? And then with fitness, I feel like we've got it down to 5 things right here. Exercise, nutrition, recovery, supplementation, and mindset. I'm going to share a little bit I'm going to expand a little bit on this, right? So imagine for a moment, let's look at exercise. Imagine for a moment that we have a twin-engine airplane, and we have strength training and cardiovascular. Now, not including, getting up and getting going, but say we're cruising along, right, in the air, cruising along, both engines, right? But just say we have one engine working on the airplane. Let's call that cardio. A lot of people don't know how to do weights, so they stay away from it. Or once people get into weights, they love weights so much they don't want to do cardio because it's not as fun. But say you have just cardio going, but you don't have the engine of strength training. How's that plane going to do? It's not going to be as efficient, right? It's not going to fly as efficiently. But if you have both strength training and cardiovascular engine pumping, how's it going to go? You're going to do fantastic, right? Now, inside of training, we basically, to dig a little deeper, I want you to consider focusing on proper form, variety, intensity, proper training principles, and consistency. Those are what makes up a good training program. You can dig into that, but I just wanted to pass that along. Nutrition. Imagine for a moment that we want to build a 2-story house from scratch. Now imagine if we only have half of the materials necessary to build the house, how far are we going to get? Maybe halfway, part of the way. It's going to seem like halfway. The foods that you and I eat on a daily basis, the foods that we eat on a daily basis are like the supplies that build our bodies. So the food, think about what you've been eating for the last few years. You might not want to think about it. Think about the foods that you eat on a daily basis, whatever you have been doing the next 10 years. And if you want to make it different, let's lay it out for the next 10 years. The foods that you eat on a daily basis is what supports you, right? It's going to help you build your temple, your body. I encourage you, we can dig into diet. We're going to talk more about anything. I want to expand these shows. Have you ever seen the Ramsey show? I kind of want to be the weight loss, because we do have a financial crisis in America, and we have people being overweight crisis. So anyway, we're going to be talking a lot about nutrition, but generally, I'll lay out a few things for you. I recommend, my favorite philosophy is whole food, plant-based diet, right? Basically, all that is fruits and vegetables, whole grains, legumes, lentils, nuts, and seeds. And I have, if somebody wants, I have a list of everything. I'm happy to send it to you. Matter of fact, I'm going to put it up on a post. All my recommended foods. I didn't think to do that until just this minute right now. But you can just go to and get the information, what I recommend. But reach out to me directly. I'm happy to text it to you. My phone number is inside the description of the video. If you want to ask me for a food list, just message me the word food list. I'm happy to send it to you. Complimentary, right? Because I want you to get going on this, right? Now, if you're motivated and you want to dig a little deeper and you want to watch a documentary, which there are several great documentaries discussing the benefits of this diet, whole food, plant-based. The number one that I recommend to start with is The Game Changers. It's called The Game Changers. So I recommend just start with that. So if you start, it's on Netflix, and you can find it for free on YouTube. So consider that. Recovery. I have had the honor of working with 3 different neurologists over the last few years. And they do a lot of study about the brain and sleep and all this kind of stuff. And all 3 specifically said that their studies show that they recommend 7.5 to 9 hours sleep every day. Now, I know I've heard a lot of people say, well, I only need this much, 6 hours, even 4 or whatever. I'm not arguing. I know everybody's bodies are different. But for me in my house, I'm going to consider that, because I don't know. I've read a lot. Just that recovery, that recovery is just so important. And especially if you're exercising hard, you just need it for muscle growth, not just a matter of your brain health and just health in general, your body health. But recovery is very important. And it's one of my mentors said, we don't want to live to sleep. I'm not a live to sleep person. I don't live to sleep. I sleep because I need it. It's required. It's like I charge my phone when it needs charge, right? I don't enjoy charging my phone. But I like having a fully charged phone, or at least that 80 to 100% range. So sleep charges us up. So I feel like you just got to budget it in. So I budget I have a calendar right here. And I have a time when I like to go to sleep. I put recovery, and that's when I get my recovery. So I encourage you to consider a good recovery routine, and you can be enjoyable. You can have a nice night and all that stuff, but I encourage you to make this fun and a fun journey. I love this lifestyle, the fitness lifestyle. So exercising hard, doing your cardio and strength training, eating healthy, getting your rest, feeling good. I mean, it's a blessing. It's a blessing, I mean, think about it. In America, almost 80% of all Americans are overweight. Not obese, but overweight. Half of them are obese. Over 30 BMI on the scale. What's 30 BMI on the scale for women? It's beyond this, right? For men, it's beyond this. So think about it. In America, almost 80%, well, not 30%, almost 40%, 38.75% of all men in America are over 30% body fat. No, that's not right. 30 on the BMI. My bad. I'll have to see how they vary. But I think that's, I'm going to look into that. It's definitely 25 up to 25 on the BML. This is body fat. And I love going with body fat percent. So the thing is, the leaner you are, not being like the 3 to 4%, but it's just healthier for our bodies. I think we can all agree on that. So we have a lot of health issues in our country, and that's why I'm doing this, is to try to move the bar just a little bit for somebody that wants to take action. I mean, they're seeking the information. Seek and you shall find, right? Well, if you're seeking how to lose body fat information and you're watching this, you're gonna find it. That's right. So, and real quick, before I even go that far, I want to share with you one more thing. If you go to fit.fitness, fit.fitness, I have free offers, right? I have a 7-day free program, email programs. All you have to do is put in an email. For 7 days, every day, I send you a text-based email with weight loss and fat burning tips. That's very, very valuable. Also, you can do them both at the same time. This is a 21-day email series. They're all video based. So you don't mind clicking a link, opening up the video. It's a YouTube video, most of them. And they're all about how to burn body fat, how to get lean, right? So something to consider there. Free for you to consider. So we're going to wrap this up talking about the last two fundamentals. So we talked about exercise, nutrition, recovery, supplementation. Now when it comes to supplementation, it's kind of interesting because there are some supplements that make a difference and work. But I feel it's important to have a strong foundation, good exercise program, being consistent, not just getting started, right? Just you work out, you have it down, right? You know what the exercises are, you have a routine, you're sticking with it, right? Then you're eating healthy, you're eating a whole food plant-based diet. You're getting your rest, 7.5 to 9 hours sleep a night. Then you take supplements like creatine or something like that, and it will make a difference. But you get it maximized when you do everything else right. You can't just. My point is, we can't just cut to the supplements. Yes, there are weight loss drugs these days, but there are a lot of unknowns, and it's probably. I don't want to get down that because I know you can use it as a supplement, right? I feel it's a supplement. The medications, drugs, I feel, fall in the supplement category. So we still want to be, here you go. It's fit.fitness, fit.fitness. I wish I could type in here, but I can't seem to type in my own chat. But it's fit.fitness, fit.fitness. And I can I'll be able to reply after the video, but thank you. Is that your name, Fancy? I'm Mark. Nice to meet you, Fancy. But yeah, appreciate it very much. So supplements, they supplement our routine. That's what I feel like. They supplement our routine. And then the last but not least, and we kind of started with this, is the mindset. The power of the mindset. Now let's go back to our fat loss goals, okay? So this is something to get a good visual image of what different fat loss percentages are, right? So you decide where you want to be. Let's just call it 20% right now. You want to be 20%. This is your mindset tip to use for an affirmation. I am happy and grateful now that I am 20% body fat. And you can go on and say more and more things about it, right? But that's the phrase. So every day, all right, thank you. Do you go by Fancy? Is that what you go by? I'm Mark, and thank you for being here. Appreciate it very, very much. So our daily affirmation, if you're into affirmations and want to try this sometime, is say your goal is 20%. It can be 15 or 25 or whatever you want it to be. I am happy and grateful now that I am 20% body fat. Boom, and then all right, nice. Thank you, Fancy. All right. So that's it right there. So we just kind of summarize these 5 fundamentals, and I'm gonna wrap this up for the day. But Fancy, my goal is to be here every Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday at 3:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 6:30 Eastern Standard Time. 3 times a week, just coming on, talking about weight loss and health and fitness, answering questions, addressing people's issues. So feel free to join us back. Tell a friend. Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays is my goal to be as a regular and just to help people with the weight loss. So these are the 5 things right here to focus your journey on if you're on the journey on your own: exercise, nutrition, recovery, supplementation, and mindset. And yes, for more information, you can go to fit.fitness, fit.fitness, and you can sign up for free tips. You can sign up for a consultation, whatever you need. All right, I'll be back Thursday. Thank you for being here. Have a blessed day, and bye for now.